this with teams who you don't know so well. You got to be careful. We see Jacko and team back onto Rebirth Island. We're about to jump into game. The winners of game number 2. Still a lot for Jacko and the guys to do on the scoreboard, Josh.
Yes, definitely.
It's hard. We said, you know what, it's going to be hard to hit 72 points in a game. I think that's going to be one of our highest. And game number 2 certainly shows that.
That's what I really like about this format, though, is that you can get a win in game number 2 and you still need a lot of help to get up to that
You're still not
top.
in the money,
yeah,
right? You're still
exactly
not in the money
right.
after coming first in 50% of the games you play.
What I love about this as well is, technically, a team could just keep getting 4th and not have any multipliers.
Yeah.
But if you're shredding the way that, Joel Berg's team is, Natasha's team is, you can still come out with the win.
Yeah, and that's why I love it. You don't have to be winning every game. It helps though, to find the wins. But we know how important those eliminations are. You can't rest on your laurels. You can't just sit through. But again, even if you pick up a win and you're not getting the most points in each game, you're stopping someone else from getting that 2-time as well, Josh. So keeping them in your grasp, right? Keeping them in your sights.
Indeed. Speaking of keeping in sights, I could see Jacko looking zeroed in on this game. UAV popped, and it looks like they've got a little bit of breathing room around them at the moment. It looks like straight ahead they're going to spot
not making that
player.
mistake of game 1, right?
No. Nimble straight out being aggressive right near the buy station here. No surprises. He's going to be charging in. You can see repetitive. He's going to be following up the rear as well. All Pro down low. All Pro engaged right now. Loses all of his plates, Ben, but he's now just plating back up after getting that down.
Got to get in there. Into the buy station goes Jacko. What do you get, a UAV? Maybe? I saw someone grabbed a UAV. UAV is up in all those red dots, and you can see actually looking pretty safe here for Jacko. It's safe the play. I don't know. I think safe's the play maybe for the start of the circle, but I think you're probably looking for a few elims circle 1 at a minimum. I think you need to, if you want the points, and we're playing for the big cash, it's 13k or nothing here, Josh. Well, it's 13k or 5k, 13k or nothing. Got to be going for it. So for now, going to get the loadout drop. Jacko is a big meta player. He's a big meta player, though.
Jacko was just playing banker there. They broke the piggy bank to buy that loadout. Now he's set. He loves that long-range weapon. Gets that down. He's going to get the third. Well. There we go. Finally got it. Last bullet to get the elimination there as well. So one player does go down there from Jacko. Nimble calling out enemies as well. They're going to be pushing in here. Now that they're a player down, no doubt they get aggressive here. All Pro leading the charge along with Nimble as well. All Pro, no fear, charging in. Nimble as well. Just look at this. 3 players charging. You got nothing, son. That's going to be Billy taking a nap there and hopefully getting the recover by the team. 9 teams left in this game, Ben, so we're already going to see 1 eliminated. Hopefully we'll be able to find out who that was. But in the meantime, Jack on the team just trying to establish some dominance here on this map.
Yeah, they had the benefit of the UAV. They could see that they had a little bit of a window to engage the 4 players in the building and pick them up, and they did just that. Now we'll head over to Kiki and her team, and going to be picking up a custom loadout, but it looks things with NZ41. Big scope on this one, Josh. Going to get some big vision. And we'll see whether they can find some kills. Got to get in the points. Kiki and team, I don't think were high up in the points, certainly not in the top 5 after the first 2 games. So a little bit of work to be done here. We'll see whether this is the game for them.
Yeah, and just looking at the stats, Kiki historically, I wouldn't say struggled, but found, getting the numbers in Call of Duty.
She's the team leader, Josh.
Yeah.
Gives the strats. You don't have to.
You don't need the numbers when you give the strats, right?
You don't have to. You don't have to be getting all the elims yourself.
And she does have Fatal on the team, which, if memory serves me correct, wasn't it Fatal that had world records at some point for Warzone? I think that's correct. Someone fact check me in the chat. Someone can tell me I'm very silly, but regardless if that's fact or not, or just me making stuff up, Fatal is a very, very good player, and we'll hopefully be seeing him able to get the numbers for the squad. Meanwhile, trying to just get some work done with his long-range rifle. And look at that, just someone with the back to it. I don't know what they were thinking. Lack of awareness there.
Not paying attention.
Just they see loadout and they're just going on a frenzy.
Well, that's what I do. I see loadout and I run straight for it.
Straight for it, charge on in.
I'm like, I need to get my boots. I need to get my gear because I'm awful at ground loot, and that's part of the problem.
He's still in there.
More for the ground loot. So it's all about the loadout for me. Get it as quick as possible. I think that's probably the same for everyone else, but most people, I suspect, aren't half bad at picking a Tommy gun off the ground or something and going for it. But we'll see what Kiki and team can do. They're trying to decide. They know there's a bunch of players in there. They know the loadout's there as well, and they know that that's the way the circle is going. So they need to make a move. We'll be able to pick up the loadout by the looks of things. And now back across to Morgan, who immediately, unfortunately for her, does get deleted. 3 players left on the team, however. 35 currently up. We'll see whether they'll be able to make the most of this resurgence format or not. Just following through, and there's the respawn now for Taylor. See where she chooses to jump on in, just as Bill does go down. So will entice very low as well. He'll get picked up. Only 2 alive here for Taylor Morgan and team. So they're going to want to hang on to this for as long as possible and get their 2 teammates back into the game.
They're going to be on.
Taylor trying to do what she can. And tell you what, the comps from her have been solid, in just a few games that we've been able to see. The squad seem to be working well together. And look, she's just buying her time.
One shot. He's literally, what the hell?
Coming down. Now, unfortunately, she was cleaned up there. I think the players were coming in, so they should be safe. I think.
Just in time, it looked like, you can see Bill and Entice back into it, but they've the pressure is on now for Taylor Morgan and team. We'll see whether they can stay into it or not. And here's Jacko and team once more. 2 elims already for Jacko. As you can see, he's going to come to the buy station, pick himself up a kill streak, and the UAV is what's going to get popped up. We saw that Jacko and his boys were able to make the most of that UAV last time around. They found 4 players in the warehouse, and they punished them for it. But Jacko actually taking quite a bit of damage there. Joel Bergs, we know that his team's currently on top of the leaderboard, Josh, and I'm keen to watch his gameplay and see why.
Yeah, I'm very curious myself. Impact, Hassie, and Classic on the squad. See what they can do together. I love me a good forehead cam. Gives him the power, I'd say. Bounty as well that they've got trying to eliminate Miss Ra.
Look how quickly his eyes moves back and forward between what's in game and what's on the minimap.
Sign of a good player.
Yeah.
Love this positioning as well. He's just holding the window while the 2 teammates push on out. Good stuff, and you can see Impact. He's going to be engaged there. There's going to be another player going to help and support him. Player from the Regis got his back as well. I think that might have been Impact. Now, splitting up the team like this, Ben, how do you feel about it? Because, they've left 2 in the building here, watching the rear towards this other loadout. Meanwhile, 2 are getting aggressive and pushing right around the perimeter of the circle.
Yeah, I guess, there's pros and cons, right? Like, if you feel that your 2 best players can get out there and get some picks, get the elims, and we obviously saw that in game number 1, then, maybe leaving a couple of players behind in a house to secure, to make sure that you can use the resurgence game mechanic, that you can get back into the game. It's not risk-free, Josh, but this is slightly less risk. The problem is that you find yourselves, I think you got to pick your battles, right? If you're the 2 roaming around looking for picks, you got to pick your battles. You don't want to find yourself in a room with 4 other players, all gunning you down, because you don't have any backup there.
I don't hear anyone.
You're in a tough spot.
Big Mac was on his own there for a little bit here for Jordan Kahu's team. Now Jordan coming in. We'll watch him from the drop and just see how this plays out. He's got the call out below him, and obviously that loadout drop over on the dead teammate, which actually was Big Mac, who was holding down the fort. And you can see XMQ is going to be dropped as well. So it's going to be up to Orbs and Jordan Kahu to keep the dream alive for the squad.
Just Jordan left now. This is rough. 25 seconds for Big Mac is the one closest for the respawn. So I think Jordan's going to try and hang up there in the sky as long as possible. Give his team a chance. For Joel Berg, still in this familiar house, looking around, waiting, allowing his teammate perhaps to go out there. Jacko was looking for a pick, but he gets punished from behind quickly. Uses that self-revive. Will get back up. Does he have some armor maybe? Hopefully Himi will start putting the armor plates back on in, back to full health. You love to see it. He's got plenty to work with. This is the moment, Josh. Resurgence disabled. This is where we go from 8 teams of 25 players and it starts really ticking down. Only buybacks to work with.
Close quarters combat right here. They ran into a squad. 3 players going to be pushed back. The loadout's just outside as well to keep an eye on because those players who are coming back, going for that. And this kind of prison fight is the kind of action that I love to see. They are deciding to go around the outside, down a level, working their way through the showers here. All sticking together, both good and bad. I'd really be watching it right now. They do spot one in front. That player's going to be cleaned up. Nimble taking down Zeppa. Pro versus pro.
Is that a 5-kill streak it said there for Nimble, by the way, Josh?
Lovely to see for Nimble, the young gunner for the squad, pro player.
Yeah.
I think Jacko living up to expectations. I think probably exceeding them after the last game. I want to see a little bit more action out of him. 2 kills so far, Ben. I'm hoping he can get a few more.
I think Jacko holds his own. So if you put him on a team, of solid players, he's not going to be the anchor, right? He's going to help out. But what I wasn't expecting was just how good Natasha was going to be. I think Natasha's on another level, and her team is very good also. So that's what I want to see. I want to see Jacko versus Natasha. I want to see these two teams go head-to-head. Jacko going to put the buyback, put on the gas mask and come in into the gas. As you said, grab the buyback. 4 players for his team now. He's going to rush his way back, but not doing too much damage. It's not that painful. Not really hurting him too much. But he's got to be careful. It's not a great spot to be in.
No, it's not. He's got to get back across that building. The size of this circle, no good. He's going to tag that play up. This worked well, but look at that. He drew attention to himself, Ben.
Yeah. Just lingered too long. Maybe needed to go back round, spend more time in the gas, take a little bit more damage and come in a different way because we knew that was going to be tough for him. So Jacko does get punished. He got the buyback for his teammate, but the cost of his own life, we'll see whether that plays out for him or not.
This is why I wanted to keep an eye on Jordan before. Yeah. He was all alone, and he was floating around in the sky.
Yeah.
Next minute, his whole team's back.
Hashtag we back.
We back. So maybe we'll see some kind of crazy comeback here. There was a down here. Look, having to push their way through the gas out the next door. This is a tough spot. They need a move. Still going to be 7 teams alive right now. Insane stuff for this circle. But only 20 players, so people are running around with not too many players on the team. And look at this, trading back and forth here. You can see XMQ doing what he can, picks up 2 kills, but it's going to be Greed's in there. Greed's pro player from Japan, so we know the Japanese team are definitely going to be in here. And look at this look on Jordan's face says it all. Down to 5 now. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Kiki and Co still in it by the looks of it. We look to be seeing, I'm not too sure if that's going to be a point of view, going to be dropped there.
I think that was the kill cam of
I think it was a kill cam,
yeah.
So now we're going to be back over to Joel Bergs, winner of game number 1, and still alive here. Got 2 players up, and it looks like we will be seeing a player come in just a second as well. Impact should be on his way back in. Joel Bergs getting dropped, and that's going to be All Pro who has his number.
Certainly does. So, starting to lose numbers here is Joel Bergs and team. We'll see whether they can get back into it, whether someone's going to come back with the redeploy. They've got a bit of cash to work with, particularly Hussey has the 3K available, so I'm sure John will be hoping for that. Taylor Morgan, though, in a bit of a tough spot. 3 players left alive on her team. You can see that the gas is starting to come in as well, so someone's going to need to pick her up. Actually, a few eliminations for this team. I think maybe 12 or so, something like that. So it's not a bad spot, particularly if they can make top 3, maybe make their way into the top 5 of the leaderboard for the tournament right now. But still plenty of work to be done. There's 8 teams left, Josh. 24 players available. That's a lot of points, a lot of elims to take. And a lot of teams to compete with right now.
See Taylor Morgan just going down there. 3 players still alive, and you're right, Ben. 8 teams left, 23 players. There's still a lot of action going on, and there we see Taylor Morgan and Co. eliminated in 8th place. So we'll be jumping on to another team in just a moment. Here we go. We've got Joel Bergs once again. 7 teams left, 22 players, and that circle is looking awfully small, Ben.
Yeah, it's pretty cozy in there for 22 players, that's for sure. So I expect these number of teams to drop real quick, real soon. And they have enough money to buy the redeploy for both players. But the question is, can they get to the buy station? I can't. Whereas the closest buy station is out in the gas.
Just got in the gas now.
Now in a pretty tough spot. So the question is, do they want to make that play? Is it the smart move? Who's there? So Joel Bergs is out. Hussey still alive. So for me, I think probably the 2 players who are alive might be the 2 with the largest number of frags, Josh. So
Probably
Maybe
the two you want. Harsy's been the one putting up the numbers for the squad.
Yeah, don't want to risk too much perhaps, but I'm sure if that circle moves across towards a buy station, they'll be straight onto it. Enough cash to pick up Joelbergs and Impact as well. And the gas now moves, and they're going to need to make a choice. They're going to have to jump out into there, and we're spectating Taylor Morgan's team, is it? No, I think she's spectating a team.
Gosh, and now all the teams
it's
just
one of the Japanese teams there, and they're going to get taken down as well. So we'll see how the teams from Japan are doing after game number 3 on the scoreboard. They were like sort of 5th and maybe 7th or something like that, Josh. My expectation, they're going to be picking it up, though. I have big expectations, and you can see this is Hasei-Shin's team right now. Still 2 left alive for them. Yuma and Greed's there.
Good. As long as
they don't have much cash, not enough to buy back though. So these
keep
two players are really going to have to play for some points.
Greed's here, of course, one of the Japanese players that made their way over to the, I think it was 1 or 2 of the CWL events in Sydney a couple of years ago. So familiar with his player. And I know that he's one of the best in Japan. Let's see if we can put it up here. He's all alone, though. That's a hard fight. Wow. That's a difficult one. And we're going to see Greed's team there eliminated in 4th place. 3 teams remaining, it seems, here in game number 3. As we wait to see who is still in it.
I think so, yeah.
That's it. GG.
That's it. GG. We're
Josh.
done.
So there you go. Very close. It looks to me like Hasei-Shin and team must have got pretty close to the top 3.
Why do that feels too realistic to me that could totally happen.
Right, I think we're into game. This is game number 4.
Let's do it.
Let's go. We're into game number 4, over halfway through. The pressure is on now, and the thing that surprised me, and I don't know if this is like, it made me happy to see Kiki and team in the. I think he's had 50 points. They're in the top 5. They must have had a really good game number 3, Josh, but this is not the start Kiki's looking for.
No, but you know Kiki's taking it serious when she's got a foot down from the chair. Foot down from the chair, that's serious Kiki mode, so she's trying to do what she can. Spectating the teammates now. Miss Ra going to be picking up the kill. Kiki should be flying back in now.
Resurgence.
Yeah,
don't worry about
very
it.
early in the game.
Yeah.
You know, not going to pull a Jacko G.
Look, if you're going to play the Resurgence game mode, you might as well die a few times. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, that's right. Just try not to die all at once in the first
only points to your opponents. Don't worry about it.
Bounty in progress, so going to have to protect Miss Ra. Threat level very low at the moment, so they're not going to be too close.
We should try go.
You can see they've got a bounty of their own with Entice, who's a fair distance away.
Yeah, okay.
Just trying to get, you know, whatever loot they can at the moment. She's only carrying around that pistol, which isn't going to be doing much. Lucky enough to pick up the pistol though, so that's going to be good. And yeah, get a couple of plates as well, and all these teams just trying to establish themselves on the map right now. Obviously, this early on. Well, I shouldn't say obvious, we saw it in game 1, but as expected, all teams still in it right now. Pushing into Fatal, and you've got this loadout drop coming in as well, so they're going to be eyes on that. And they also obviously have to watch out because they're drawing attention to themselves right now. And let's have a look at these loadouts.
Big red smoke. Look at me as I get my NZ41 custom. So with the giant scope on it.
Yeah.
No excuses for missing shots at range.
No, definitely not. And obviously, NZ41, the matter of guns for Warzone. When it comes to, you know, that long range kind of AR role, we've seen it put to great use. We saw it in the hands of Jacko G-Freak a little earlier. Able to get some excellent shots. You can see the call out there. That player was actually spotted. But look at this. Tunnel vision. Watch out, because they're going to pick you. Taking a few shots there, forced to back up.
Almost above you.
Got the support of the team here, at least one of them. But hold up in this shed. It's going to be at least one team. You can see there on the UAV, it looks like it's one squad in there at the moment. There's going to be another team down low in the building. And I don't know about this positioning, Ben. Highly questionable, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's a rough spot to be in as well. I don't think I'd want to be here. It's kind of like, well, we want the picks, but maybe we should move. I'm not sure. They could do with the UAV right now because they really, you know, they've got no real understanding. They know that their bounty is directly ahead of them, so maybe that's what they're playing for. But those are the same players who are shooting back onto them. We join now Joelbergs here. They do need to make a decision in game number 4, Josh. They had such a good game 1, right? Such a good game 1 that the question is, how many good games? Are they going to get another 36? How many How many times are they going to drop 36?
Okay.
Well, halfway
I've got a
through
I got
our
a pistol.
tournament, and they've just dropped to second place. They'll need to step it up.
Yeah.
Probably not as much as Taylor and Co, though, unfortunately. They were down the list a little bit. Just trying to see if they can get back up. They've got that loadout drop coming, which is going to help. They are outside the zone, though. Early in the game, though, so it's not going to hurt too much, but something very much to keep an eye on. And look at that, trying to get the loadout through the ceiling. Very tricky if they can get it. Oh, look at that. They had the option, but they don't think they're going to be able to here,
I don't know how
Ben.
to get up there.
That feels bad.
I gotta go from outside.
Gonna have to find another way. Jump up, take a little bit of risk, go up on top. Very visible up here, but it's okay. We'll come through and grab our favourite loadout. Big SMG fan.
Where? Chem?
We'll see what they can do. But
MP40.
there's your UAV. That's important. That's what you want to see. You get the vision and they go, uh-oh. There's someone just down here next to us. Oh, Taylor misses a few shots. Needs to follow on in. But I think someone might have cleaned that one up. Perhaps they're going to continue down. And, just need to be careful here. Still 3 or 4 players inside or around this building. Perhaps a couple on the roof, and she's going to follow Entice. And they're going to see they're going to get straight into another fight.
A whole other team.
You have to be very, very careful, or you'll find yourself the first team out in game number 4.
I'm pre-aiming right.
Taylor and Co here just trying to, you know,
Let's hit him.
I
Let's
don't
do
really
it.
feel much confidence coming from this squad. They could have chased that kill before. Look, they had the UAV. They knew there was no one really around, so they could have cleaned that one up. Instead, Entice is going to be hunted right now. Threat level's pretty high. Now it's extreme, so we know that they're going to be right on top of them any moment.
No.
You can see there with that sensor, there's going to be a
getting
squad
beamed from water tower.
down towards the water, and we also know there's one behind them. So precision airstrike incoming. They need to watch out for this. But I'm telling you, these players, they're right on their tail, and I'm feeling a collapse on this squad imminently.
Are you worried? Are you worried for Team Kick? Sorry, for Team Taylor.
I am worried for Team Taylor.
Yeah. Okay.
Luckily, it looks like whoever's chasing him is getting third party, but nah, they're in here. They're up in their grill.
Look at that threat level, Josh.
Pain is coming.
On the right, on the helipad.
And Tice needs to be careful. The whole team needs to be careful.
down.
Maybe. Starting to move away from him. But 50 seconds on the clock. The circle's going to start moving in. That gas is going to start moving in. They're going to need to move. A lot of shots coming out from this team, but I don't know if they're getting the picks.
Yep, nice.
There's a contract complete, so maybe they did pick one up. I think it's Entice doing all the work, Josh. All the work.
Yeah, he just downed and then eliminated Kiki right there. With Resurgence still in effect and all 10 teams still up, you'll probably more than likely see her coming back momentarily. But for now, Taylor, Morgan and Co stay alive. The zone is coming in though, and they need to watch out for that. Following Entice, that loadout drop's coming in as well. So now all together, they've cleaned out this building and they're inside the circle. So good work so far here for Taylor, Morgan and the rest of the squad.
I don't know enough.
Yeah, taking their time, lots of cash. What are we buying? UAV?
Yep.
By the looks of things. Big UAV fan,
I
lots
don't
of
have any
information.
plates.
If you're spending money, I don't know. Do you want to load out? Do you want a UAV? Or are you buying back? Don't need to buy back this early in the game. Information is key, particularly if you want to hunt, Josh. If you want to find players, if you want to find frags, get those limbs on the board. UAV going to help you a lot, and of course, helps you stay alive as well. Kiki back into the action, going to jump into the gas, I think, to pick up all of the stuff she dropped before, but should be able to get back into the swing of things. That fire sale is up also. See whether anyone can make the most of that.
Kiki all loaded up now, all plated up as well. Meeting back up with teammate Fatal. And it looks like they're not out of this yet, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I can't see who's still up on her squad as it stands. We know it's at least Fatal.
We just gotta hold this roof, yeah?
We should be seeing a couple more coming in. You can see there is going to be an enemy just inside here, so we'll see how this unfolds. Exposing themselves on the rooftop, and there we go. We just saw one teammate go down. Fatal, still alive. Just deciding how they want to engage. They've got the call out there. They know there's a player down on this level. Gets tagged up, forced out. Fatal needs to do some work here with some shots out. Platey back up. And it looks like, here we go. Fatal and Kiki forced to push out. And I'm not sure. I think she was confused and thought that might have been a teammate. Regardless, Kiki and team eliminated.
This has
6.
been a punishing game, Josh. Down to 5 teams left alive, by the looks of things, if they're out in 5th. So puts him in a pretty rough spot, to be perfectly honest. And, yeah, not the place that you, I think, want to be. This is Joel Bergson team right now, and the circle starts to close. Yeah, it's been tough for sure. So need to be very, very careful. Don't want to be eliminated.
You good?
6th place, not so sure about that
8
one.
seconds,
But
and then I'm here. Hold on. If you get,
yeah,
if
I
you
think
wait,
this,
like,
we'll
5
see whether
seconds,
the rest
I'm
of the
back
game plays out slower or not.
Got Taylor
I'm in,
here,
I'm in.
just waiting to drop back in after spectating the team.
All right.
You want to control
See
it,
where
Nova.
she
You get control of
decides
that.
to go.
Yeah.
Obviously, the loadout dropped right below her. I would dare say that that's where she's going to be heading.
Yeah. How many times are you going to come
Alright,
back
I'm
to
good.
the same loadout drop? It's just, I guess that is resurgence. Gotta
Let's
do
get
it.
to the top. Let's get to the top.
But you've got to be careful when you do it also. Entice, such a good player.
Oh, okay, people have been here. There's a
I don't want to say he's been
fucking
carrying this team, Josh, but has been kind of carrying this team.
Yeah, the backpack is, starting to stretch a little bit and
Yeah.
carrying a bit. We've got Joel Berg's team on the screen right now. Hassie has been the one carrying for this squad. Joel Bergs himself, not too shabby on the sticks either. And we're going to be seeing this NZ rifle again in the hands. It seems to be the go-to for the long-range weapon in this map in game time. And again, we've seen probably about a variety of 4 guns when it comes to loadouts, Ben, so far in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an airstrike and a PDS. Not
Back
worth
over to Jordan
Watch
Kahu,
out,
who's
Steven.
a little
Steven,
bit more
that building.
real-time. If you're
In your-
wondering if
you're
you're playing at home and wondering what's going on, we're watching the feeds from each of these players' streams, and looks like a couple have more delay than others. So Jordan Kahu looks like he's up to date, 4 teams and 10 players. So the fact that Jordan's got his whole squad up here, Ben, shows
Yeah,
to
this
me
is
that
a good place to be,
I
right?
think they're in a good spot.
Stay down here.
Inside
you
as
can stay
well.
down there, just
So
start sniping,
on the
push
very
them
edge of the
out.
circle, we'll see whether they can make the most of this and punish teams coming. Because it's not a great surface, right? It's right on the edge of the map, right near the water as well. So if I'm this team, like it's great. You want to make top 3, but also kind of want to see if you can punish anyone from the high ground that some of these team members have here, and get some of those elite put points on the board, and then get the multiplier. You can see the gas coming through right now. Only 11 players left alive. You say 4 of those were on Jordan's team. Not a bad place to be at all.
Where the fuck am I dead from? Oh, there's so many outside, Con. Bro, that
Orbs
portal
goes
was literally on
down.
the roof there, that's the
That
thing.
XMQ's gone down as well. Jordan finds one. Oh, brings the airstrike in. I don't know if he wanted to get the binoculars out right then. He gets punished by, was that Natasha coming through? So 2 left alive. Orbs back up.
Mine.
Big Mac as well for the team. But that's a pretty tough spot to be in. Getting the airstrike out just at the wrong time there, Josh.
We're going to, it was a questionable play, I would say, but now we're over to Jacko G-Freak's point of view.
This is, I think, Natasha's team that we're watching.
Ah, it is indeed, yes.
So Jacko playing cameraman for us right now. Thanks, Jacko.
Thanks, Jacko.
He's good at that.
Live from the press conference,
Yeah.
which will no doubt follow this.
Man on the ground.
They're not even looking for him. Not even looking for him, bro.
But 3 up for Natasha's team. 3 teams, so they're in the multiplier right now. Got to move early on this gas. If they move too early, that's the question. Just want to get up into the high ground. Swings back through.
You're kidding me.
Where are their opponents? That's the question. You can see the red dots coming through every once in a while. Up to the high ground, but no. Chrissy gets punished. Knocked down right there. It's Zeppa and Natasha. Now Natasha, the only one left alive. It's the last 2 teams. Can Natasha get the goods? It's going to be rough, and it looks like Team Natasha going to go down in 2nd place there, Josh. And that was a close game. That's probably a game that Natasha and co were looking for, to be honest. If you're in 2nd, if you can go back to back, in top 3, you're probably going to find yourself making